What is up guys, Waggy709 here. I am back today with a new video. I tried these types of video, I tried it once, probably about a year ago, where I called it Waggy's Gaming News. Won't be calling it that anymore, I'm just going to call it more of a just generic gaming news thing. So as you can probably tell from the title, it is gaming news, and based on what I just said, it's gaming news. The reason behind me doing this is because I love gaming. Even though my PlayStation 4 has died, sad times, I do like gaming and I like to keep up with all the gaming news. So I want to bring that gaming news to you guys, and although this time it's not super hugely exciting is probably the term, there is a few things that is quite impressive and some things that's kind of bad news, so I'm just going to talk that out and let you guys know. So for the first story, I want to talk about how Destiny 2 has just released and it's already racked up 1.2 million players online. That is 1.2 million concurrent players, which means it is 1.2 million players online at the same time. That is despite it not actually coming out for PC yet. I think there's another month, before it comes out on PC. Although they're not really hugely expecting a lot of players to go on PC because they haven't got anything to base off the first one, because the first one never went on PC, and also there's no modding. I think modding is not going to be allowed for Destiny 2 on PC, so that kind of cuts out a few people. Although obviously a lot of people will still want to play it on PC just because it's that bit better and that bit nice on PC. Whether or not it'll reach the same sort of concurrent players, I don't know. Might do. A lot of people do enjoy Destiny 2, but there's still a full month yet. I don't know, I think a lot of people would have got it for console already and then played it on console for the first month and then not really felt the need to get it on PC, because realistically there's nothing much different apart from it'll look a bit nicer. So, you know, no doubt there will be players that do that. I just don't think a lot of people will find the need to have it on both their PlayStation 4, Xbox and their PC. So, you know, whether or not it goes to that sort of concurrent players, I don't know. One game that will hope it doesn't reach that sort of level of concurrent players is of course PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. For those that you don't know, Players Unknown Battlegrounds, or PUBG, is basically the top played game now on Steam, and I mean by it has over 1 million concurrent players, which knocked off, I believe, Dota 2 was usually the one up there. I had the most, and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds has actually come out and done that. I think actually I was a bit wrong with that. The game with the most online concurrent players ever is still Dota 2. Dota 2 had 1.295 million players on the same time, so almost 1.3 million players, which is amazing. And PUBG has just got over 1 million. I think it's on 1,028,000. So it's still got roughly 200k more players to get. But obviously PUBG is still on the rise. They've just had their esports event, which was very successful. I saw Vicstar's perspective on it because I subscribed to him. If anyone don't know anything about that, they had that Eurogamer where basically they had like 80 players all playing different types of matches. They had team matches, they had solos, they had duos, in both third person and first person. So it was very successful, and hopefully they'll carry on with that. Dota 2 now I think doesn't quite reach over 1 million. I believe Dota 2 probably gets about 700 to 800,000 concurrent players, which is still great, don't get me wrong. It's just PUBG is so much higher now. So whether or not PUBG actually hits the 1.3 million and takes the top spot, I don't know. I'd like to see it do well, because you know, it's nice to see a non-typical Steam game. Like Dota 2 has been there for ages on Steam, whereas PUBG has come up pretty much out of nowhere and just took Steam by storm, and YouTube. No doubt if you keep up with gaming on YouTube, you have come across an endless amount of PUBG game videos, because that's what everyone likes playing right now. So yeah, hopefully, you know, they can do it. Also on to PUBG news, there's more talk about the Xbox version that's coming out. Good news for Xbox gamers, they're trying to not have a price increase such as Ark Survival did. So far they come out and said that so far well, from what they've talked about internally, there is no need for a price increase. Although he does say that could change. They are trying to keep it at the same price to make it fair for all gamers. And also, he has come out and said, we're happy, $30 is a good price for what you're getting, and this is a game that could last for 5 or 10 years. You're buying something bigger than just a year-long game. So obviously they've got big plans for PUBG. Not really sure what else they could do, especially to make it last 5 to 10 years. A lot of games come out and say they can last 5 years and just simply don't. Because it's very hard to keep players' interest for that long. Whether or not they'd have to come out with something great for PUBG. I don't know what it could be, just because of the style of game that it is. You parachuting, you pick up guns, kill everyone, and that's the end of the game. I don't know what else they could bring into it to make it last that long, but hopefully it does, because obviously it's a great game, and it's nice to know that so far, they're not going to upgrade the price for the Xbox One users out there. So that's good news for them. And they've also come out and said that they want to challenge League of Legends to the amount of monthly users that it has. Apparently, League of Legends has roughly 100 million active users every month, which is insane. I know how big LoL is, but that is insane to have a game that has 100 million active users every month. And he's just coming out and saying that that is the target for them. That is what they're trying to get now. They are trying their best to become basically the biggest game on Steam now, which is mad to say. A lot of games are like those that have high numbers of players, tend to be free-to-play games, and obviously PUBG is like £24 I think it is on Steam, something like that, £23-24. So for a game that effectively costs money to have targets to hit so many players is quite insane actually. So all fair to them really, but who knows. Now on to some bad news. It's bad news for me anyway, because I enjoy these games. Kevin Conroy, which is the voice actor for Batman in the Batman Arkham games, such as Batman Arkham Knight and Arkham Origins, can't speak. He has basically confirmed that there's no more plans for more Arkham games, which is a bit gutting really, because I've really enjoyed them and a lot of people enjoyed them. They were some of the best games. Pretty sure like Batman has hit like Game of the Year at least once, maybe twice as Game of the Year editions. But at a Wizard World Nashville over this past weekend, he had an appearance and someone asked him about any future games, and he said, I can't believe that they're not going to do another one, but they're not. Isn't that amazing? They made literally billions of dollars on those games, but no, there's no plan to do another one, sorry. So that's gutting to hear, especially considering they are such big games, and he's basically confirmed that they make millions if not billions on these games. So it's a bit mad to say that they're not planning to do another one. Whether or not they have something else planned for Batman, because it has a huge following, especially on console and stuff. Obviously I had the Batman VR game for PlayStation 4, which basically did have good comeback as well. A lot of people were saying it was nice, it was a good game. So whether or not they have future plans for that, I don't know. I hope they do, because like I said, I do enjoy the Batman games and a lot of people do. So hopefully they have further plans, but for now they have no more plans, which is kind of gutting. In other news, for the football fans out there, FIFA 18 demo has dropped today as I'm recording on the 12th. I had to double check what day it was. It has come out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, so feel free to go out there, get the demo, try it out. So the FIFA 18 full game comes out on September 29th, so you've got a few more weeks yet. I think you've got roughly about 2 weeks. In the demo there are 12 games in 4 stadiums. I'll quickly go through them. The teams are Manchester United, Manchester City, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Bayern Munich, PSG, LA Galaxy, Toronto, Boca Juniors, CD Guadalajara, I apologise if I said that wrong, and Vissel Kobe. So obviously they've covered quite a lot of continents and stuff, and major leagues and stuff, as well as put some of the smaller leagues out there, so that's very good. And the stadiums are Santiago Bernabeu, La Bomberne, again I apologise, StubHub Centre and King Fahd Stadium. So that's what you've got for the demo, which I think is quite good. You've got 12, like I said, you've got 12 teams, 4 stadiums. that'll put a lot of people on for the next 2 weeks until the full game comes out. So by all means, play that demo, especially now that you know how big Weekend League is now, guys. So get in there, get in there, do them teams, get used to the FIFA, and then hopefully you can hit the ground running when the full game comes out in Ultimate Team. Hopefully I'll do a video in the future when the Ultimate Team web app is available, because that usually comes out a few days before the game does, and you can log on there and start like opening packs and stuff and getting players. So there's that to look forward to. Like I say, cram that demo out, hopefully you can hit the Weekend League running for those that you're bothered. I know there's a lot of people now who'll be watching this and be like, no, I have no interest in FIFA, I apologise, I do. So there's that to look forward to. Now on to other news. It's a last story, it's a bit of a small story. Just to quickly end on, Microsoft apparently are acquiring HDMI 2.1 certification. Reading from an article here, it says they're a couple of months away from the Xbox One, and while they're waiting, Microsoft is working to achieve the HDMI 2.1 certification, and apparently Mike Ybarra has confirmed this on Twitter. A fan tweeted him saying, "Please questions regarding HDMI. Is it 2.1 or 2.0? Does it support FreeSync via FAQ is needed for people buying TV/monitor?" And he has replied saying, "Certified for 2.0 now. Will certify for 2.1 when the spec is finalized. It isn't yet, hopefully by November." So just a little going back on already that Microsoft apparently already possesses the HDMI 2.0 certification, which basically it's basically an upgraded HDMI. So your typical HDMI slots can only handle, I think, 4K, whereas the 2.0 can actually get up to 8K at 60 Hz, and 4K at 120 Hz, which is pretty mental really. And it says the bandwidth will also increase from 18 GB per second to 48 GB per second, which is why it can go so fast. So yeah, that's pretty mental. That'll be for HDMI 2.1, I should say. HDMI 2.0 is the 18 GB, and HDMI 1, which is the typical one, is 10.2. It's 10.2 GB bandwidth, which is still obviously pretty big, but not nearly as big as HDMI 2.1, which is going to be mental. And obviously having HDMI 2.1 on your Xbox One X makes it very future proof, obviously. If we ever get to the point where TVs and monitors can actually show 8K, and the games are made at 8K and films are made at 8K, which honestly we're already hitting that with red cameras and stuff, so it's just a matter of time before they come out for the general use. By that time, your Xbox One X will still be able to be up to date and still be able to play, I'm guessing, 8K videos and stuff. I'm guessing that's where they're wanting to go in the future. So it makes it more future proofed, which is big, and also another bit more of a blow for the PlayStation 4 Pro. Sadly, I think PlayStation will have to come out with PlayStation 5 or whatever they want to call it in the next few years, I do believe, because especially with Microsoft making this step, although it's very small now, it's basically meaningless now. In a few years' time, they'll already have had that when everyone's going out for wanting 8K gaming and videos and stuff. Xbox will be like, yeah, we've had this for years, just hook it up, you'll be good as new. So whether or not, like I said, PlayStation will have to come out with something new, I don't know. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this is a new type of video. Sorry if it's a bit all over the place. Not really completely certain if I've made any sense. Hopefully I have. If you've enjoyed, guys, please like and subscribe for more. Comment away or tweet at me with certain news stories you want me to cover, or anything that I missed out, or feel free to correct me, because I know I've guaranteed I've said something wrong or just misquoted something or whatever. So please feel free to let me know, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.